Our family of Farmalls. Pa had a Super AV that he bought new back in 1953. Kept it on the farm until 1969 when he traded it in on a International 664 to start his hay business with, and said he wishes he had never sold it. But anyway, he bought this one about 20 years ago, and it's been sitting in the barn ever since, or in the shop. I won't say the barn, but back in March, or I guess it was February actually, January or February, I started fooling with it. Hadn't been started in at least 5 years. Last time it was messed with, it was drove in a parade here in southern Alabama. And anyway, I changed all the fluids in it, changed the plugs, filed the points, and put fresh gas in it, and she fired right off. Had to put a battery in it, of course, because it had sat for 20 years. But as you can see, we need some tires on the old girl. The other tire's in pretty good shape, but this one's had it. So you know where I can find some, or not some, but a 36 or a pair of 36s, let me know. These are 9.5, but don't necessarily have to have 9.5s to go back on it. And then back in March, I got bit by the bug after I planted the garden and everything with the Super AV. Had been looking for several months, 3 or 4 months, and finally saw this one on Facebook Marketplace over in South Carolina. My son and I made a 16-hour road trip over there. Drove over. Man said it would crank and run, and everything on it worked perfectly. Tires were in good shape, and no issues with it. Well, we got there. It wouldn't crank. It wouldn't run. It's got some side play in the final drives on the rear, and the left side tire just about had it. You can see some of the dry rot here on the side. But at that point, I had $300 in fuel, trying to get over there to pick the tractor up. So we bought it. Paul was having chest pains and his heart rate was 140 or whatever, and he's supposed to be on a pacemaker. So anyway, loaded her on the trailer. Didn't find out till I got home that the final drives had play in them. But it is what it is. And then Wednesday, we came across this one at a roadside little general store, fruit stand kind of a setup. And for the price, I decided I was going to buy it. It's another Super AV. I'm not sure what year it is. My Super A is a 53 model. But this one's still got the 6-volt system. I swapped mine from 6-volt to 12-volt. I figured it was just as cheap to buy a 12-volt battery and alternator as it was to invest in a 6-volt battery. I think it's a more reliable system, and these are not parade tractors. These tractors are going to work in the garden. Like I say, I picked up a planter when I bought my Super A. It's either a 178 or a 180 IH belly planter that goes under the A series, 100 series, 130, 140. And I'm working on getting that set up now so I can plant beans and some peas in the garden. But anyway, picked up a duplex seed hopper for it. It was completely rusted up, would not move. Had to put a torch on it in several places to get it apart. But it's been restored, ready to go, and now I'm working on the base that it sits on. It was froze up. Thought it was free, but when I went to put it on the tractor the other day, it was froze up, wouldn't turn, so I tore it all apart and got it repainted and fixing to put it back together. And down here, you can see it way down by the chicken houses. There's 2 old chicken barns that got tore down, and in one of them we've got corn, beans, squash, okra, sunflowers, watermelons and cantaloupe planted. And that corn Planted the end of March, sprouted the first week of April, and it's over 8 feet tall. It's silver mine corn. It's a supposedly, I guess, field corn. Anyway, it's a white dent corn, but we've got 10 rows of it, 400-foot rows, and we're going to see how we like it. Hopefully it's good corn. Got blowed over and damaged in the windstorms this week, but we're going to have plenty. Thanks for watching.